What's going on YouTube? This is Mason AJ with the Aficionados, and this week I'm bringing you our reaction review to the episode of Arrow, which I gotta say, after the disappointing episode last week, I'm actually really looking for. I actually really enjoyed this week's episode. And once again, I'm not saying last week's episode with Constantine was just a complete and utter bust, but it just felt disappointing compared to all the super hyped up action of all the other TV shows. And also, to be honest with you, I felt like Constantine was really just dragging the whole episode down. My favorite part of last week's episode was really watching Lance and Gangsta B Diggle be together, but now focusing on this episode, that's all well and done with, and everything is back on normal. Now, the main focus of this particular episode was seeing Ray, was the discovery that Ray is back alive. He's being held hostage by Damien Dark. Out of all people, it had to be Damien Dark, right? And we're seeing how Felicity is really struggling to do what needs to be done to save Ray, and I actually really appreciate that. Watching Felicity go through that personal struggle for me was was very not only humanizing to the show with Felicity being the normal member, but also it was I felt the actress who plays her really sold me on the fact that she is worried and stressed out and she's losing it, to a certain degree. But it all started from the fact that she felt like she failed Ray personally, and I can totally get that. And it was really good. And also, the flip side to when Oliver kept making stupid boyfriend moves, like stupid typical boyfriend moves of trying to help out, instead of just really kind of shut the up and just being like that rock for her to cry on. He kept trying to help, and the more and more he helped, the worse it got. And that was actually very hilarious. And for the first time ever, Lance Excalibur is usually the fan of the Felicity relationship, but for the first time ever, I actually was like, you know what, Oliver and Felicity, I'm really starting to feel you. I didn't quite jump on that bandwagon. I still feel like I still like Felicity and Ray together better, but that's once again, you can't have everything. The other aspects of the show was really the focus on Sarah. Now that Sarah's back alive, she's out there, she's kicking back, she's fighting crime again, she wants to feel normal. And I still feel like, to be honest with you, all of Sarah's friends failed. Sarah was dead. Not a little bit dead, not in a coma, not hurt or suspended to animation. No, she was dead and gone. And with Thea already suffering from side effects of the Lazarus Pit, and her having her own little issues to deal with the bloodlust, I was looking like I would think that Sarah going back out to fight crime just on a pure normal emotional level. Hey, maybe we should get you some therapy. And I know there might not be a support group yet for superheroes. I mean, this is in the comic books, so superheroes come back to life isn't such a common thing. So I recognize hey, maybe we should sit down and talk to you and really work this out, because this was a very traumatizing experience. But no, let's put you right back out in the field. And it didn't go too well. And I'm looking with all the problems going on with Thea that we know about, that not just us as the audience, but that Oliver, Sarah and everybody, Rupert, everyone else knows about, you would think that it would have come to their mind that maybe this wasn't such a good idea, and it wasn't. And I'm looking look, I kind of feel like the rest of you guys are being terrible friends, and by just letting her run wild with this, we should really kind of tell her parents to shut the up and just chill the out. And that's just my opinion. And I understand that she's trying, and it's a process and everything, but you don't go from being dead to fighting crime within the very end of the week. At the very least, go in the gym, work out your frustrations there and all that before you want to get back out in the field. Because in the field, people could die. You freaking out one day could get me killed. And I feel like you guys have gotten so used to being untouchable by your main character protection that y'all forgot that aspect. But once again, that's just me. Another point of a character who I was not initially feeling, but he really started growing me, is Mr. Terrific, aka Curtis himself. And I gotta say that he has really started growing me. He's becoming useful. He's not just a side tech character. He's really becoming slowly but surely a part of the team in his own right. Even though he really is more so filling the tech support role that Felicity used to fill back in season 1. But I'm really starting to love him, and I love how we're gradually, unlike the other previous shows where we get a new character and we just gotta force them on you, we are gradually introducing him and bringing him up and making him more and more relevant. It's not just you got introduced in this episode, next episode you're practically the star of the whole damn show. And it really makes his journey feel that much more acceptable. Also, I'm just gonna say, I also like Felicity's mom. I know a lot of people didn't like her, But the one thing about Felicity's mom and the actress who plays it and what they really portray as a character was, I feel like Felicity's mom really truly does not understand her daughter, but she tries and loves her unconditionally. And despite besides them being so different, the level of love is still there, and I just really gotta give it up to that. The only person who I can say loves their kids more than Felicity's mom is in fact Lance themselves. And speaking of Lance and Felicity's mom, like, you know, okay, it's a little bit weird for me. As nice as it would be to see them together, I'm looking like, okay, because I was counting this. I was like, okay, so technically speaking, Oliver from on this side actually slept with both of Lance's daughters, and actually was with one daughter, cheated with the other, was in a relationship with that one, and then one died, and kind of somebody got back together with that one, who was also sleeping with the best friend of Oliver, and was gonna semi get married to that dude. And then also Thea's the little sister, who is also the half sister to a man that Oliver's mom had an affair with, you know, and you know, and now Felicity was with Ray, but now she's with Oliver, and it was just like this whole like crisscross relationship. I'm looking like at some point in time, someone's gonna end up having somebody's cousin's baby. Like, that's just, with all the crisscross and matching and everything going on with, I'm looking like, damn, man, like at this point, like I don't want to say that we're just like one stop away from for everyone just all around having an orgy, but at this point, that's what it really kind of feels like we're going with. But even though, once again, that doesn't take away the fact that I think that Lance and Felicity's mom will actually make a really cute couple. The last major arc of the show is, of course, Ray. He's being confirmed alive. You know, Oliver and Felicity are talking to him, and they're like, "Oh God, we miss you so much." And we have the one aspect where we're focusing on Felicity trying to rescue Ray, but then the other aspect of Ray, the actual rescue of Ray, which is a very high impact, or not high impact, high action scene, which I love. And I actually love seeing the team all together. The only thing really missing from that team was the fact Gangsta B Diggle, you know, being Gangsta B Diggle and just whipping ass. And I kind of feel like he got chunked out a little bit, but he also did knock Oliver out as part of the distraction. I ain't gonna front, I just like watching that happen. But also with Damien Dark, I feel that Damien Dark is a villain as a hobby. Like, I feel like he has a whole other job in life where we have video games and comic books and just all the nerd stuff that we enjoy as hobbies. Like, being a villain is a hobby. I never really feel like the invasion or whatever his Grandmaster plan is the full focus so far in his day. He's always like, yeah, you know, we're gonna do this, oh, by the way, I'm gonna take over your town and I'll take over the city and destroy it, you know, but I'll get back to that on Tuesday. Today I gotta actually go do what I actually do for a living and then come back to this for fun. And I know Lance Scott will say he really likes that about Damien Dark. It really makes Damien Dark feel really more like the big in-game boss villain, you know. But at this point, I feel like he's not. I feel like he's just so unimportant to the grand scheme of things. Even though he's only really ever just brought out to like pretty much get everyone to be motivated once again to stop him from the city and like that. But I really would like in future episodes to see more of why I would really like to see in future episodes to see more of why Damien Dark, you know, is a threat, or at least put him more to the forefront. Like, no more side villains, no more like, you know, pretty much the villains of the day or crazy schemes. I actually just want to see Damien Dark come out with his magic and with his resources and really just start pretty much gunning people down if need be. You know, because at this point we know you're a bad guy, you know we're a good guy. There's really no need to be subtle. Like, why? Like, let's just feel that threat of like, oh man, Damien Dark is just an unstoppable force, and it really does take Oliver and the rest of them pulling like some endgame moves to really like end this dude, like really. And that's really what I'm going to get down to. Call the League of Assassins, call the Legends of Tomorrow, like bring in the whole team to like knock this dude out. And that's all I'm saying. Commenting down below, let me know what you think about this week's episode of Arrow. I really liked it. It really got me back into Arrow because last week's episode made me feel a little bit lackluster. But also check out our reaction reviews to Gotham, Supergirl, iZombie, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this week. All around goodness. How do you feel about this episode? Do you feel like probably this? What hobby should Sarah take up, you know, to quell her frustrations? All right, because obviously fighting crime is not it. Just stop it, you know, at least for right now. Just stop it. And then also, once again, you're leaving town. Are you even really fit to travel? I felt like that aspect of the show, like everyone's like, oh, she's just gonna leave town. I'm looking like, no, maybe we should kind of just keep her safe, watch her. Like, it's not like it's not like bringing people back from the dead is just everyday occurrence now. Maybe we should run some medical tests or something. But that's just me. I'm Mason AJ. Tune in next time and tune in next week for our next week's episode, reaction views to Arrow.